Good evening, everyone. We are back live in Bristol, Tennessee for the 2025 Conference Carolinas Championship meet against the number 2 seed Coker University and number 1 seed Limestone University. I'm Miranda Regan here with Emily Lewis. We've been here all weekend long and we're excited to see this meet. Emily, tell us a little bit about these two teams.
Yeah, so these two teams, this is going to be their second time competing against each other in the conference championship. They had this matchup 2 years ago. And last year, we had Lander and Limestone. So this is going to be a throwback to 2 years ago with Coker and Limestone at it again. Their regular season meet was really tight, so we're looking forward to a really competitive matchup today.
Exactly. We saw both of these teams yesterday battling it out to get to this championship meet. Both had higher scores, incredible event final turnout for both teams. So we're expecting a close meet, and I know that Limestone's coming out looking for their 4th straight title. They are our Conference Carolinas regular season champions, and I know Coker is also coming out trying to gain their 1st title.
Great.
So we will be back as soon as they start to announce the teams. And your number 2 seed, the Coker Cobras. Number 00, Hannah Helms. Number 1, Sasha Thompson. Number 2, Anaya Eckelberger. Number 3, Holland Duhame. Number 4, Tessa Grudel. Number 5, Hannah Kate Barrier. Number 6, Lilia Brzezowski. Number 7, Kaylee Hiller. Number 8, Olivia Sisson. Number 9, Alexa Baggett. Number 10, Amber Garcia. Number 12, Bailey Green. Number 13, Kaylin Bateson. Number 14, Riley Dinner. Number 15, Kaylin Francavilla. Number 17, Jada Dalton. Number 18, Kylie Masco. Number 19, Ella Sensausi. Number 20, Kayla Young. Number 23, Olivia Hauer. Number 24, Tanner Bellish. Number 27, Chloe Hull. And number 28, Micah Cunningham. Head coach, first year, Alyssa Liu. And now, the Limestone Saints. Number 1, Kai Gambalo. Number 4, Reagan Smith. Number 9, Casey Kyer. Number 10, Jade Gerard. Number 12, Bethany Times. Number 13, Kendra Bryan. Number 14, Morgan Bramble. Number 16, Ashlyn Marshall. Number 17, Ansley Fields. Number 18, Destiny McDonald. Number 19, Lainey Brown. Number 20, Abby Hinderlight. Number 21, Amanda Schnelker. Number 22, Abby Shiflett. Number 28, Janai Brown. Number 29, Ainsley Korstovel. Number 31, Karis Fuqua. Number 32, Kelly Parodi. Number 33, Avery Keepke. Number 34, Emma Tuozo. Number 37, Alex Long. Number 38, Kaylee Waltz. Number 39, Marlena Costanzo. Number 40, Alicia Lefkowitz. Number 42, Kylan Hansen. Number 43, Ava Gaddy. Number 44, Sanaya Newberry. And number 45, Anna Waring. Assistant coach Shayla Snow, head coach Sierra Bombard. And we will let the PA take over for the national anthem. before we begin, I'll go over kind of what you're expected to see today. An NCATA meet is a team competition consists of 6 events. The first event is compulsory event, followed by 3 heats within the acro event, followed by the pyramid event, and then a halftime. After halftime, there will be the toss event, the tumbling event, and then the team event. A running score will be kept throughout the meet. The team with the most cumulative points at the end of all 6 events is the winner of the meet. We will begin with the compulsory event. The compulsory event consists of 4 heats: acro, pyramid, toss, and tumbling. The skills for the compulsory event represent the basic skills of the sport of acrobatics and tumbling. In this event, each team will execute the same skills for direct comparison. Each heat begins with a start value of a 10.0. The officials will be looking for strong body positions, 3-second holds, stability of structures, continuity of skills, strong catches, and solid landings. We will have Coker will begin, and then Limestone will follow the entire meet. And here come the Cobras with compulsory acro. Nice execution on that compulsory acro from the Cobras.
Yeah, really strong start for Coker there. Very minimal deductions. I would say their tuck-offs are really high. They have great landings on those.
Maybe some small minor things. There's so many different elements in compulsory acro. So the officials are super picky. They're always looking at the small things that we might miss. So great start for Coker. I know they're happy about that.
So we're going to see the same exact skills from Limestone, and throughout this compulsory event, that's what we're going to see is the teams competing the same exact skills as each other. The officials will be able to compare the teams directly.
I know we've said this time and time again as former coaches. Compulsory acro is probably the most nerve-wracking of them all. Just when you first start out the meet, you run out there, compete all of those skills all at once. So I think, the teams usually take a deep breath after that.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of energy in here tonight. We have some teams that have stayed to watch these two compete for a title.
Yeah, and this is their second time competing today. So when we get into our later events, we're going to see some of the skills we saw earlier.
And they're ready. Here comes Limestone with their compulsory acro. Bringing the heat today.
Yeah, another strong start for Limestone there. Both teams off to a great start.
And this is what you want to see in a championship meet. I would say very minimal deductions again.
Yeah.
It's going to be very comparable. some small things. You want that full down to T to the front before they twist. I think there's a little bit of over-rotation, under-rotation on either side before that cradle catch. So maybe some group movement on that right side. Very small deductions there. So great start for both teams. Next up will be compulsory pyramid. We've talked about pyramids before. This is the building blocks of the pyramid event. So they're going to be doing a 2-1-1 in that straddle position where they do a 360 flip to a cradle. Should be a very close score for all of these, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Both teams have competed compulsory really well throughout the weekend, even throughout the year. Both of these teams, you can tell, focus on the little details.
And here comes Coker for compulsory pyramid. Nice solid structures there from Coker. Minor synchronization on the front flip off.
Yeah, I would agree. That was the main thing that I noticed as well, just a little bit of sync on when they landed into those cradles.
So small deduction there that you'll see. I think overall they're competing really strong. It's hard, like Coach Emily was saying. I mean, they've competed basically all these skills except compulsory today. So our event finals were this morning, and they were able to take home, Limestone took home multiple titles. And so I know they're looking to capitalize on that today.
Yeah, Coach Sierra with Limestone said that pyramids are one of their strengths. So I'm sure they're wanting to capitalize not only on compulsory pyramid, but later we'll see the pyramid event.
And sometimes, the start of the compulsory event, all these scores will reflect later. And here comes Limestone with compulsory pyramid. Nice job there from the Saints. Beautiful straddle positions. Nice strong catches.
Yeah, you saw our tops. They were completely flat in those cradle positions, which is what we want to see. Synchronization looked pretty good.
I agree. Super strong start for both teams. One thing to note is both of these teams have a lot of veterans in their program. You will see some freshmen on the mat, but, a lot to those veterans that have been doing this for a while, and they're so calm and cool when they hit the mat, and you can tell that they're confident in their skills, and I know that's super important. As a coach, you want your athletes to do that.
Yeah, that's something that both coaches touched on before these meets, was that confidence plays a huge role in the mental aspect of a meet.
All right, next up will be compulsory toss from the Coker Cobras. Great height on those tosses. I think Coach Lou had to make some changes in that, and it looked great.
Yeah, the tops both do a really great job at the kick out at the end of that tuck, which we talked about a lot yesterday, that once you tuck, you want those tops to open up into a straight body position, something that Coker's been really strong at for years.
I would agree. And, even though there was a height difference there, they still landed at the same time. I think that's important for our viewers to know. That will not be a deduction. I think their synchronization was pretty on. Maybe some small things that the officials will see, but overall, I think they're doing a great job. Just waiting on the officials to score. Another thing about the officials for championship meet, we do have 5 officials total, whereas the regular season we will have 3. And here comes Limestone with their compulsory toss. Another great toss there.
Looked like maybe a little bit of lack of sync. Looked like the right side went a little bit lower than the left side. But they do such a great job of having great catches, high catches. That's what we want to see from the bases. So we want to see them staying in the same position, but also catching their tops high. You don't want to see those tops drop low in that catch.
Yeah, I would say maybe lack of extension from the bases and top on that right side. But overall, this left side looked pretty good to me. So we will see. I expect all of these scores to be very close. Next up, we're going to have compulsory tumbling. This is when 8 athletes are on the mat at the same time. They will be performing a standing back tuck, a straddle back, or a toe back handspring back tuck, and a round off back handspring layout. All of these skills must be stuck, so 2 feet landing together as solid as you can so that you get the least amount of deductions. This is a fan favorite. And here comes Coker. Great job. I think synchronization was pretty on.
I would agree. We just had a few hops and steps.
The layouts rose to the top.
Yeah.
I think their stuck landings were pretty decent in each of those. You're going to have a few here and there that might hop or take a minor step. But
it's extremely rare that you get all 8 athletes to stick every single skill. It's extremely hard to do.
I know when I had compulsory tumbling athletes, I would make them do it so many times in a row just to see, you kind of take the average of who could stick it the most.
Right.
But overall, yeah, this is very impressive. Getting 8 athletes to do the same skill at the same time. It's always a fan favorite.
Yeah, great start for Coker there. They just finished out the compulsory event. Both teams doing really well right now.
One thing you know about Limestone is they'll bring the energy for sure.
For sure.
It does keep up the team morale and keep everybody.
Yeah, it keeps the energy high. When you've had a long weekend and this is the third time that you're competing in 2 days, keeping that energy high is super important.
And here is the Limestone Saints with their compulsory tumbling. Super powerful tumbling from the Saints.
Yeah, another strong heat for them.
This is something Coach Sierra talked about as their strength of tumbling. A lot of veterans that you're going to see later, they swept for event finals. All of the individual passes, they were able to take home that title. So all three of those athletes were out there just then. So while we wait on the scores, let's go over what will be next. The acro event. The next event marks the beginning of the optional portion of the meet. Each team will compete the skills previously chosen with different possible start values. This will be between 2 and 4 athletes on the floor in each of these 3 heats, as many as 8 in the synchronized heats. Heat 1 is a 5-element acro, Heat 2, 6 elements, and is synchronized, and Heat 3 has 7 elements. The start value is determined by the difficulty and combination of each skill. Each position must be held for 3 seconds. The officials will be looking for the body position of the top, stability of the base, and continuity of the skills. This event demonstrates power, strength, and balance. So, Emily, let's talk about maybe some differences we might see in start value, or if we see any.
Yeah, for our acro heats, it looks like the only difference that we're going to see is Heat 2. And we will have Coker with a 10.0 and Limestone with a 9.9.
So both of these teams are pretty strong in the acro event.
And as we mentioned in prior meets, this begins where you can play to your team's strength. We won't see both teams do the exact same skills because each team is going to play to what their athletes are better at.
And shortly we will have the scores. And for compulsory acro, Coker with an 8.95 and Limestone with a 9.10. And for the pyramid, Coker 9.50 and Limestone with a 9.625. For the toss heat, Coker with a 9.425, Limestone with a 9.450. And for tumbling, Coker with a 6.975 and Limestone with a 7.625. Bringing our meet totals to 34.850 for Coker and for Limestone a 35.800.
Yeah, so close meet so far, less than a point away from each other going into the acro event.
As to be expected with the number 1 and 2 seed here. First up, we're going to have Coker with their 5-element acro. We have Lilia Brzezowski, Kaylin Frankavilla, Tanner Belush, and Kaylee Hiller. Solid start from the Cobras there.
Yeah,
impressive hand-in-hand position.
Yes, very difficult skill to do with that one base. That was Kaylin Francavilla, which was the base, who Coach Lou has told us is a key player for their team. She is their hand-in-hand base, but she also is their mid layer for most of their pyramids. So we'll see her again in our next event.
One thing to note for our viewers, each of these heats do have to have an inverted skill. So, depending on their connections and how they do that, so they chose to do that press down from an extended hand-in-hand position. You'll see that a few times. You'll also see an inverted non-handstand skill that you can select from for that inverted skill. Limestone's 5-element acro starts with a 10.0.
We'll see some different skills from Limestone. This is where they have their 1.5 dismount. Another really impressive and difficult skill to compete.
They competed really well in the 5-element acro event finals, so I expect that they will do the same. We're going to see number 14, Morgan Bramble, number 1, Kai Gambalbo, number 37, Alex Long, number 20, Abby Hinderlight, and number 33, Avery Keepke. Again, a really strong senior group here. One sophomore. We expect excellence from this senior group. Incredible start to the acro event.
Yeah, that 1.5 off again. It's beautiful. She has great body position. She lands that so strong. One of the things in acros that we want to see when they land a skill, we don't want to see them do a deep squat. We don't want their feet to be apart. We don't want their chest towards the ground. And she lands that straight up and down, minimal bend in her knees.
So those catchers do a great job.
Yeah.
Keeping her in that blind landing. Those are both seniors. Morgan Bramble was the base in that. Veterans that are upping their skills. We love to see that. Next, we're going to see the 6-element acro. 6-element acro is a synchronized heat, so you will see two groups performing the same skills. Cooker will be first, and they have a 10.0 start value. And this is where their start values do differ, whereas Limestone will have a 9.90.
Yeah, and as we talked earlier, a lower start value doesn't necessarily mean that you will score lower than your opposing team. It's really up to the team and the coaches to play to their strengths. And if you think that your skills are going to be stronger and get less deductions with a lower start value, then that's typically what you want to do.
Okay, first up, we're going to have Coker. solid six element acro. Yesterday they had trouble in the semifinals with that non-inversion handstand at the very end, and they look like they were able to execute that today.
Yeah, no issues with that today. That was a strong heat. Their tuck offs, the height in them, and their layout offs.
Very beautiful body positions. I'd say minimal deductions there. And they should be very pleased with that.
Agreed.
Limestone will start with that 9.90 start value. What kind of skills are we seeing, Coach Emily?
Yes, so we're going to see a layout off again, similar to Coker, but we'll see a few different skills in there. One, they're going to be doing a one-man extension, so they're going to be pushing that top up to the extended position with one base, and then they're going to have a 360 twist off to the ground.
Very difficult skills in this heat as well.
Yeah, and this is where we're talking about teams playing to their strengths. Coker's strength is those high tuck-offs and those high layout offs, whereas Limestone's strengths seem to be more of their strong bases, being able to do those overhead skills.
I would agree. They did this yesterday, and it was very on point. And here come the Saints. Great execution once again from the Saints.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of a wobble on the right side with that 360 down. It looked like her foot got caught on the base's hands for a second.
A little bit of deviation there. Overall, great recovery from that group. Very impressive skills for that one-to-one. A lot of that walk-in 180 to shoulders, press to extension one-to-one. Two strong bases. It's incredibly hard to get two groups to be able to do that. So
Agreed.
Great job.
Definitely a veteran group. Whenever you have a little mishap like that, sometimes it can throw you off in the next skill. And I know our coaches talked a lot about next play. Not just next play if a heat were to fall and you go to the next heat, but also within that heat. If you have a little bit of a mishap, then still going up and making that last skill strong. And that's exactly what Limestone did.
I 100% agree with that. Next up, we're going to have our 7-element acro. Both teams have a 10.0 start value. We're going to see Lilia Brzezowski again. She was also in our 5-element acro for Coker.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to see her a lot throughout this meet. She's a strong top for the Cobras.
She has been, I think, since I've been watching her since her freshman year. She's an incredible athlete, as all of them are. I'm just waiting on the officials for these scores of the 6-element heat.
Looks like we'll see some similar skills to what Limestone just did. We'll have that overhead one-man extension, followed by the 360 twist to the ground.
With base, Kayla Young, who's also a veteran base. Should be doing that one-to-one extended position. It's going to come down to the tenths, as we expect.
Yeah, something, again, that Coach Lou touched on was every tenth matters. And that's been her messaging to the team going into this weekend.
And here comes Coker with her 7-element acro. Great job there from Coker. A nice smile on the top's face when she hit that extended position and the 360 down.
Yeah, great 7 element by them. Again, minor deductions. We saw a few steps by that base in the first skill, but recovered well. Finished out that heat strong.
7 elements to do in a 45-second time frame is extremely hard. And I know to be able to hold each position for 3 seconds and not move. Again, they have more elements to deduct points from, so most of the time it's not necessarily your highest score. Just something to be aware of.
Next we'll have Limestone up. We're going to have 2 of those release skills at the shoulder level where the top is going to twist 180 degrees. They're going to do those skills back to back.
This group is a veteran group as well. They're all seniors. And there's only 3 of them going out there, whereas you typically do see 4, so it's always impressive. You have the Athlete of the Year for Conference Carolina is Casey Kyer, the base. And here come the Saints. Great job there from the top.
Very strong heat again for Limestone.
Number 39, Marlena Costanzo. You'll see her a lot throughout the meet as well. She's very poised in the air. Doesn't let anything bother her.
Yes.
I would say some minor things that I saw. They're super sharp going into that inversion non-handstand. It was a little bit of movement as you saw them lift up their toes as bases. So very minute things that I know that the officials are looking for as this is going to come down to the tenths.
Yeah, both teams have been having just little itty-bitty deductions. Overall, they're both competing really well to their highest ability. Something that Coach Lou talked about was peaking at the right time. So not necessarily going out in that first meet with their hardest skills, but being able to increase those skills up until this point.
They have a long season competing against all the conference teams and making it to the final meet today. Let's go ahead and talk about our pyramid event, which is next. This is our final event before the first half. In the first half, sorry. In the pyramid event, athletes will build 3 layers in a structure. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and the combination of the entry, structure, and dismount. The pyramid event has 3 different heats with different requirements for each heat. Heat 1 must have an inversion, Heat 2 must be synchronized, and Heat 3 is an open heat. Key things the officials will be looking for are a hold for the top for 3 seconds, stability, entry, and smooth dismount. We have our scores for the Acro 5 for Coker, a 9.500. For Limestone, a 9.650. For 6 element, for Coker, 9.150. And for Limestone, 7.850. For 7 element, for Coker, a 9.00. And for Limestone, a 9.625. Bringing our event total for Coker, 27.650. For Limestone, 27.125. Our running totals, Coker, 62.500. And for Limestone, 62.925. So
Coker
those tenths.
Yeah, Coker able to get a few tenths back in that heat, or that event.
So first up for our inversion pyramid, we will have Coker. They have a start value of a 9.70. Beautiful pyramid there. Like we said, we've seen that top number 6, Lilio Brzezowski. She's been doing that pyramid for a while now, and I know all of them under there. They're super strong. One thing that we touched on earlier was the lower start value. So they have chosen to do that lower start value. Still extremely difficult pyramid to do. That extended hand-in-hand position through to that press down to a pike. I would say that's incredible. And,
Yeah.
you know, the start value has changed a little over time. So that 9.7, they're getting minimal deductions. So that's why Coach Lou, she kind of talks about that. They're gaining all the tenths that they can in the pyramid event.
Next, we'll see Limestone. We'll see a little bit of a different pyramid. Differences will be they will not be doing a press down, but their dismount is a little bit more difficult, so they'll be doing a 360 twist into a cradle.
Their start value is a 9.80. So very close in their start values there. And here come the Saints. Strong pyramid there.
And that's the top again, and that's the specialist of the year. One of the reasons she was awarded that is because of her great handstand positions.
I'd say it was super solid. Probably the best dismount I've seen all weekend.
Yeah.
Where she landed, didn't over-rotate, landed very flat in that cradle catch. Minor stability if they're picky.
Yeah.
But I think that was pretty good. Next, we're going to have our synchronized pyramid. Both have a start value of a 10.0.
Yes, and we're going to see bridge pyramids with a straddle position at the top and then a 270 twist. Sorry, 360 twist to the ground.
And one is a flip off, as we saw earlier. So different dismounts.
Yeah.
Entry is the same. The structure is the same, that 1-1-1 build. First up, we will have the Cobras. Great synchronization there in that heat. I'd say overall, very, very minimal deductions.
Yeah, another great heat by Coker. Both of these teams are bringing their best skills to the mat today. One of the things that Coach Sierra at Limestone talked about was enjoying every single moment that they have on the floor. And both of these teams are leaving it out on the mat today, competing very well.
I agree. This is exactly what you want to see. I know the coaches are probably extremely pleased. I've been in this setting before, and there's always so much pressure, but also just to keep them calm. You know, it's been a long day. Their adrenaline's pumping up and down, so they're exhausted. But going out there and just having fun with it, and you can tell both teams are doing that today. Limestone will come out. Again, a different dismount. And they also angle their pyramids differently, so we'll kind of talk about that. That's up to the coach's discretion, how you angle the pyramid. And here come the Saints. Great job on that pyramid. They struggled with that again yesterday. They didn't necessarily get to that dismount on the right side, so beautiful job from both groups there.
Yeah, we saw that 360 flip, dismount all the way to the ground. Just differing. Both of them are the same start value, just differing on what their team is better at, what the coaches think will be competed better.
I think they chose well for both groups. Limestone won that heat for event finals earlier today. Next, we're going to have our open pyramid. For the open pyramid, the coaches can select any pyramid that they have not already competed in the first two heats.
Correct, and it looks like we're going to see the same pyramid from both groups.
Which makes it even more difficult for the officials. This will be the last heat before halftime. And here come the Cobras. Really strong structure there. Very impressive. Kayla Young with that in that mid base position, pressing Hannah Holmes to the top.
Very well executed. When they hit the top there, one of the things that we're looking for is for there to be minimal movement at the peak of that skill. And a lot of times when you have that one base, you will see that base shaking a little bit or the top shaking a little bit. And so they'll get a lack of stability for that. Coker, I didn't see any shaking. It looked super solid.
If I was being picky, possible deviation on the landing. It's very hard to get that synchronized exactly with those bases, catching her ankles. Very minor. But that is if I was an official being picky.
Right.
But incredible job for the first half for Coker. They can take a deep breath, regroup, get to the next half. Next up, we will have the Saints with a 10.0 start value. extremely strong there by the pair who in 7 element did that same skill, and now they're doing it on top of people in their pyramid. So they're doing a thigh stand. Incredible job. Casey Kyer and number 39, Marlena Costanzo.
I saw, if I was an official, I didn't see anything.
Me either. Same. That was pretty incredible. And that's hopefully what they will get in result. So to end the first half here, we will be back in about 10 minutes to announce the pyramid scores, and then we will conclude the entire meet with toss, tumbling, and team event. This is Miranda Regan. I'm with Emily Lewis. We will see you soon. And we are back for the second half of the 2025 Conference Carolinas Championship meet against the number 1 seed Limestone, number 2 seed Coker. For the second half, we're going to start with our toss event. In the toss event, you will see 4 athletes toss a teammate into the air. The teammate tossed into the air, known as a top, will execute a flip or a twist before being caught. There are 3 heats in this event: the 450 salto heat, the synchronized heat, and an open heat. The synchronized toss features 2 toss groups. These groups should look exactly alike and be in sync. The start value of the toss depends on the skills the top executes in the air. Officials will be looking for extension by the top, the height of the top, and when executing their skills, and the top's body position and tight catches from the bases. First up, we will have Coker. They have a 9.40 start value. That was a great high toss. A little forward there.
Yeah, the bases did a great job, though. They didn't move. They just shifted their arms to catch.
I'm pretty sure. Is that a new toss? I don't think we saw that yesterday from that top, but incredible job. I would say the extension was great. The only minor deductions would be that little
movement in the air.
Limestone will be next. They have a 9.9 start value in this.
So they'll be competing a back double toss. It looks like here that we're going to get back double toss from Limestone in this first heat, and we're going to get it from Coker in the last heat. So overall for the event, they have the same start values. We'll just see a little bit difference in the first and our third heat.
For the 450 salto toss, the athletes do need to complete an entire flip all the way through to the cradle. So that is the difference between some of the coach's discretion depending on the skill. Just waiting on the scores from Coker. And here come the Saints. Very clean toss.
Very
Double
nice
full toss.
catch. The catch was high. The top was flat in that cradle.
I think a little bit of lack of extension from the top there. She kind of rushed it to get into that double full, but overall, very clean. I thought feet together, toes pointed, all of those technical things. Very beautiful job.
Agreed. One thing that Coach Sierra has talked about a lot is that this team operates as one unit. That shows in their tosses because every single person has to be on the same timing, has to be on the same page for the toss to be able to be successful and to be able to be competed at a high level and executed really well.
Something that she changed from the semifinals to the finals here is going to be the next 2 heats also. It was their team strategy going into the championship meet, which shows that they're working together as one unit. She's done a great job. as an alum from the Limestone team, now coaching them at such a young age. And next up is the synchronized toss heat with a start value of a 9.40, the Cobras. Great job there. Emily, I know we've talked about this a lot with Coker. The height of their tosses is definitely the standout for them.
Yeah, they have great tosses. Their tops have been doing it for a few years now, competing the same skills that they're competing now.
Super clean, I would just say the same, the come through over rotation, I guess you would say. And the left side a little bit. She is new in that today. They had to change due to an injury, and I think they're recovering extremely well.
Yeah, it definitely says a lot about the depth of that team, is that they did have an injury, had to make a few changes coming into this meet from yesterday's meet, and you can't tell.
No, not at all. And she kept those same start values, which is extremely impressive with the skills that they're doing. You're going to see that same exact skill here from Limestone with a 9.40 start value.
This will be their first time competing this skill throughout this weekend. Earlier today, we saw them compete a back layout, and now they will be competing back fulls. So increasing their start value here,
which is always great to see. They are over here keeping the energy high. They got a big crowd. And here come the Saints. Great job on that toss.
Yeah, great job by the Saints there. A little bit of a pike down on the left side. Just look at a minor deduction for that.
I think overall, pretty solid.
Yeah.
They've always had strong catches over there. I think very minimal deductions from that.
Yeah, next up we're going to see Coker compete their back double toss. So they'll have a start value of a 9.9, while Limestone will have a 9.4, so we'll see it back full from them again. Again, I think it's going to be tight scoring.
I agree. Same start values, just in a different order. So their overall score is a 28.7 for this event. So I think that's what makes them great contenders in this finals competition. And here comes Coker. As I've said earlier, the assistant is great at making the corrections in the air to be able to get all the way through to that cradle toss. I would just say, they're going to have the group movement, lack of extension from the base and the top, maybe some feet crossed there.
Yeah,
they made a great recovery.
Yeah, they did. That's what's remarkable about both of these teams, and when you have those veteran athletes, is when you have a deduction, don't let it lead to another deduction. And a lot of times, both of these teams will have little things happen, and they're able to correct them so quickly to not lead to more deductions.
Agreed, and that's them having some veterans out there being able to make the corrections without everybody knowing.
Yeah.
But great job from Coker as they complete their toss event. We will have one more from Limestone with that 9.40 start value. And here comes the Saints with their open toss. A much better toss from the synchronized to there for Amanda Schnelker. I think she did a great job.
Yeah, the body position in the air looked a lot cleaner, less of a pike position coming through to that cradle.
And they're all extremely excited over there. That's how you can tell with that one unit, that everybody's excited for each skill that is being competed today. And I think that says a lot about the coaching and the team camaraderie at Limestone.
I would agree.
Next up is going to be our tumbling event. The tumbling event has 6 heats. The first 3 are synchronized group tumbling passes, a duo, trio, and a quad. The last 3 are individual tumbling passes. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and combination of skills in each pass. Officials will be looking at the synchronization in the first 3 heats, as well as the continuity of skills and acceleration of the pass, proper body positions during the skills, and the body position and control of the landing. Tumbling event is probably one of my favorites for coaching and competing. I didn't compete in tumbling event, but love it. I think this is where there's a lot of comparison. Limestone has a little bit of an edge overall start values for tumbling. Like I said earlier, for event finals, those 3 individual passes, they were able to take home the conference titles. So this will be interesting to see how close we are after toss going into tumbling.
Yeah, both teams have said that they have strong second half teams.
And the scores are in. In the 450 salto heat for Coker, 8.775. And for Limestone, 9.400. For the synchronized toss, for Coker, 8.250. And for Limestone, 8.475. For the open heat for Coker, 8.300. And for Limestone, 8.550. Leaving our event totals, Coker, 25.325. And for Limestone, 26.425. Our total for Coker, 116.625. And then for Limestone, 118.300.
So we're still less than 2 points away from each other going in the tumbling event.
I think Limestone was able to edge over due to that double full toss. Their double full being a little cleaner, scoring a little higher, has helped them edge to the top there. For our duo pass, with a start value of a 9.55 from Coker, we have Sasha Thompson and Olivia Sisson. A little bit of synchronization there. Great shift into another athlete. They had a different person competing in that earlier today as well as the semifinals. So great job being able to replace that athlete with that difficulty.
Yeah, it just looked like they had a little bit of a sync issue when they came to the step outs and going into those round off back handspring pulls. Both of them have beautiful tumbling, and to be able to make that change so quickly, again, remarkable to the depth of that team.
Great job overall for both of those athletes. And for Limestone, they have a start value of a 9.75. And we have
For
two athletes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We'll be seeing a round off, 2 whips, 2 back handsprings into a 1.5. So different set of skills than we saw for Coker. Different start values. It's a little bit higher.
Two talented athletes. Athlete of the Year for Conference Carolina is Casey Kyer. And the Specialist of the Year, Kai Gamaldo. Great job from those two athletes. Incredible skills, power, strength. Landings were on.
Both of those athletes do a great job of not losing any power with those whips. Taking their 1.5s up and controlling the step out of it.
Casey was definitely whipping over to get on time with Kai, and I think that was perfect. They'll see a pretty good score for that. Next will be our trio pass. Both teams have a start value of an 8.75. They'll be doing that round off handspring 1.5 with that controlled step forward.
Yeah, for these next 2 heats, we're going to see the same exact skills from both teams. A lot of these athletes were tumbling earlier today, and now we're going to see them all again.
And for Coker, for their trio, number 15, Kaylin Francavilla, number 6, Lilia Brzezowski, and number 4, Tessa Grudel. A little fall there. Overall, their technique's pretty good, so I think minimal deductions.
Yeah,
great from the back 2 athletes.
Yeah, you'll just get that fall deduction on the front athlete there. We saw Burkowski turn around and say, "It's okay, move on."
That's what it's all about. Your teammates lifting you up, especially after a mishap like that. It happens. There's so much momentum. If you're not in the correct body position slightly, if your shoulders are back and your heel touches, it'll bounce, and then unfortunately you will have a bust. Again, same exact skill here from Limestone. They competed this earlier for the event title. Belmont Abbey took home the event title in this heat.
Yeah, this pass was really strong earlier, very in sync. Those 1.5s had great height to them. So we'll see if they can do it again here. Coach Sierra said that tumbling is one of their strengths. We've seen that throughout the weekend. We saw it through event finals as they got many titles. Let's see if they can capitalize on it here.
And for the Saints, we have number 10, Jade Gerard, number 42, Kylan Hansen, and number 33, Avery Kipke. Probably the best pass we've seen all weekend from them, from that trio.
Yeah, very in sync. Little deductions, maybe an uncontrolled step at the end just because of a little over-rotation, a little too much power. But again, those are minimal things.
Yeah, that's where you can tell. We had one sophomore in that. One freshman and then a senior, so you can see the depth there. And it's nice to see the young athletes coming in and performing high-level skills.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach Sierra said was that having this long season and having back-to-back meets has helped this team come into this championship because they're used to having back-to-back meets. They're trained for this. They know what it takes to get through 2 meets in 2 days.
It takes a lot of mental toughness, strength to push through as they're fighting to get to the national level. Next up is our quad pass. For Coker, we have number 10, Amber Garcia, number 28, Micah Cunningham, number 27, Chloe Hull, and number 3, Holland Duhame.
Great synchronization from the Cobras there.
Super clean. Just a minor on the third athlete in. She just kind of had 2 steps there instead of just that one controlled step.
I would agree.
Maybe a little chest down, piked.
Little pike position. Like we said earlier, we want to see these tumbling passes stay in that flat body position when they're doing a full or a layout. And we want them to land in that straight body position as well. So what we're looking for is their chest down or is their body position a little piked? And all of those little things are going to make a difference in these scores.
We will see the same pass from Limestone. We have a pretty veteran group out here, some seniors and juniors. For Limestone, you'll have number 14, Morgan Bramble, number 44, Sanaya Newberry, number 37, Alex Long, number 45, Anna Waring. All athletes that you've seen multiple times today. And here come the Saints.
I'd say that was a pretty good quad pass from Limestone right there. Synchronization was on. Those landings looked great.
Just some small things that I noticed, maybe some feet apart.
Yeah.
The officials are being extremely picky, which typically in tumbling, that's probably where you're going to get the most deductions.
Right, especially when you have 4 athletes tumbling at the same time.
Great job, great start from both teams here.
We'll move into our individual passes. First up, we'll have Coker, and she is competing a front tuck round off back handspring 1.5, round off back handspring full.
Olivia Sisson is competing the first 10 pass that they have had at Coker in their program history, so she's been flaunting it off all weekend.
Yeah, she's a great tumbler. She has beautiful skills.
She's always encouraging her teammates, I've noticed, all weekend. Even if something hasn't gone perfect, you can always see her cheering on her teammates. I know Coach Lou loves to see that from her. With a start value of a 10.00, number 8, Olivia Sisson.
Beautiful pass.
I think that's the best she's done this weekend.
I would
for sure.
agree.
The height on that punch front, going into that round-up handspring 1.5, that step out, that's exactly what the officials want to see. They want to see the continuity of the skills, plus the rise in the aerial skills.
Yeah, one thing to note is that throughout these individual passes, at least one of them has to have a front skill in it. We saw from Coker there that Olivia competed a front tuck at the beginning of that pass. That meets their requirement.
Also in the aerial heat, you will see at least two skills that have to have no hand elements.
Looks like from Limestone, we're also going to get that front skill now. We're going to have a front handspring, front tuck, round off back handspring, 1.5, round off full.
This is Athlete of the Year, Casey Kyer, number 9 from Limestone. Earlier, she won the individual title for the aerial pass.
Similar pass that we just saw from Coker, except she's going to add a front handspring to the front of it. Again, probably preference of the athlete, what they think they can get power out of.
And here she comes. Another beautiful pass there from Casey Kyer.
One thing about her is that she is consistent. She has hit that pass beautifully all weekend long.
She has the focus and the mental toughness for sure, and leads her team with that 10 pass. She's definitely been a highest scorer of the conference and the highest average all season long.
Next up, we'll see our 6-element pass. This pass has to have 6 skills throughout the pass. For Coker, we'll see a round off back handspring 1.5, round off back handspring full. Same pass that we saw for their duo pass.
She competed this earlier, and it was beautiful. Both teams have a start value of a 9.55. You'll see both of them competing that same pass. So great comparison. For the 6th element for Coker, we have number 1, Sasha Thompson. Great job.
Yeah, great pass there. That step out looked a lot cleaner, a lot more fluid than it did in the duo pass. So we should see a higher score from that one.
Yeah, I agree. The focus into that, definitely great height for her. She's a little itty-bitty thing, and being able to get that height is what the officials want to see, and I think the landing was much better on that one, like you said, than the duo pass. From Limestone, you're going to see number 33, Avery Kiepke. She also took home the individual title for the 6-element pass earlier today. Extremely consistent.
Yeah, we're going to see that same pass that we just saw Coker do. Again, things that we're looking for is we want this pass to be fluid. We want it to continue through without stopping or pausing. Extremely hard to do when you step out of that 1.5 for it to flow consistently through to that round off back handspring full.
And here she is, number 33, Avery Kiepke. much better pass than she competed earlier today and in the semifinal match, as she was able to extend out of that 1.5 and not worry about landing off the floor.
Yeah, great extension in that back handspring compared to earlier. And her body position in that last pull was great.
She definitely knew that that was a better one, and she was hyped. Our last pass will be the open pass. This is where the coaches and athletes can choose to their discretion what pass to throw. They just cannot repeat the pass that they had thrown previously.
Correct.
In the individual heats.
Yes.
Sorry.
It looks like Coker will be competing a round off back handspring 1.5. So we're going to see a different start value in these, with Coker having an 8.75, while Limestone will have a 10.0.
We'll see number 6, Lilia Brzezowski. This is a little bit of a change from earlier and the semifinal meet. Just waiting on the officials. This is the last heat before we move on to our team event. And here comes Lilia Brzezowski.
Great pass there. A lot of times you want to go with that lower start value just to have a clean pass, just to know that your team will be confident in that pass.
She's super excited about that. She competed that same pass in the trio. She was able to execute here in the open pass. Great ending for Coker.
Yeah,
going
for
into
sure.
team event.
Going into our open pass for Limestone, we're going to see a round off 3 whips in a row to a back handspring 1.5. An extremely hard pass with 3 of those non-hand elements back to back to back.
She has excelled in this pass all weekend long, taking home the conference event title earlier today. From Limestone is number 1, Kai Gimbaldo. The anticipation waiting is always difficult.
Once again, she nails that pass.
All of the energy from the crowd and from the teammates. Strong whips, not as bounding as she was earlier. A little bit of bend in her knees, so she'll have small deductions there. A little bit of feet apart that I saw at the end in those back handsprings, but overall, great job from Limestone. While we wait on the scores, we will talk about the team event. The team event encompasses everything you just watched in the first 5 heats. 5 events. The team event features up to 24 athletes on the floor at one time, performing skills in acro, toss, pyramid, and tumbling in a routine set to music. Each routine contains required skills and optional skills, and the start value is based on the difficulty of skills selected to fulfill those requirements. Execution deductions are the same in this event as in the previous events. Larger deductions are applied if an athlete falls or does not complete a skill. This is a very fast-paced event, so be sure to keep your eyes on the mat.
This is always one of the most entertaining events. of a meet. There's a lot of weight on these events just because they are worth so many points and there's so many different skills that are going into it. So many different things can happen. One of the things that is unique about Coker is they've been down going into team event several times this season and have been able to hit a great team event and come out on top. It's one of the things that Coach Lou said is their strength.
And it looks like we do have our scores in. And the duo heat for Coker, 7.950. And for Limestone, 8.900. For the trio, Coker, 6.150. And for Limestone, 7.925. For the quad pass, Coker, 6.400. Limestone, 6.750. And the aerial heat, Coker, 9.525. Limestone, 9.725. And for the 6 element pass, Coker, 9.025. And for Limestone, 9.075. And the open heat, Coker, 8.275. And for Limestone, 9.575. These are running total. Coker, 47.325. And for Limestone, 51.950. Leaving our running totals for Coker, 163.950. And for Limestone, 170.250.
And as Coach Bombard said, tumbling was one of their strengths, and we saw it right there. They were able to create a bigger gap between them and Coker during that event.
And because both teams were able to excel, I mean, great start values from both teams and scores, I think, very comparable. Obviously took the edge with that 10.0 pass. Next, we will see Coker with their team event. strong finish there. Some small mishaps due to having to make some quick changes. But overall, they should be extremely proud of themselves for being able to go out there and compete.
Yeah, we saw a fall and tumbling. But a lot of their running tumbling is so in sync, which a lot of times when you're mid-routine, some athletes want to rush, not wait for their partner.
You could tell they made a lot of those changes and adjustments, and you really couldn't tell.
Yeah. Their acros looked really strong.
Very strong one-man sequence. I'd say tosses were extremely high. You just have the one toss that didn't complete the full. But overall, she was still able to tuck, which was probably a safe call on her part, as it kind of came off the bases a little weird there. But overall, great job from them. Tumbling landings, much better, I actually think, than the last meet.
Yeah, I would agree. Strong pyramids.
And I think that, overall, they should be extremely proud. You made it to the semifinals, through the semifinals, to the final meet for a conference championship.
Yeah, they've had a great weekend. They've had a great season.
Limestone is looking to gain their 4th consecutive conference championship here. To leverage them, they're currently sitting in the number 8 seed nationally to make it to the national tournament. And I think there's a couple more rankings that have to come out before the final rankings, and so they're looking to capitalize on that as well.
You can tell their energy is high. They're ready to finish out this tournament. Sure, it's a little bittersweet for both teams' seniors, as this is their last conference tournament.
Start values differ a little for our team event. Coker had a 99.23 start value, whereas Limestone has a 101.38. So a little bit of an edge on top for Limestone. As a coach, all you want is their athletes to go out there and leave it on the mat and execute every skill, one skill at a time.
Exactly.
You always get anxious waiting while the officials are scoring the last team event.
Always takes a little bit longer to score team event because there's so many skills going on.
There's a lot of requirements in team event as well that these athletes put into a 2-minute 45-second routine. But you'll definitely get the chills whenever your athletes hit and know they left it all on the mat.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Coach Sear has talked about, is leaving it all on the mat. She wanted this team to have no regrets after this weekend, to know that they did everything that they could to get a high score.
Huge props to Conference Carolinas for putting on an incredible weekend for these athletes to have some postseason play. And thank you to King University for being a great host.
They've hosted this tournament multiple times. Each time done a great job with it. The atmosphere in this gym is amazing from all of the fans, all of the teams that were here. It's one of the things that makes this sport so much fun.
The fans. And it looks like Limestone will take the mat.
Let's go.
Incredible job from Limestone.
Great routine there.
Looks like they had to make some adjustments from yesterday. Extra tumbling here and there, some full tosses back there.
Yeah, a lot of the difference in start value that we see is that they had a lot of difficult tumbling in that routine. A lot of standing passes that went through to a 1.5. A lot of running tumbling passes that were difficult. A lot of 1.5 step outs through to full. And that'll make a difference in those start values.
Overall, I think they hit everything, which is a big accomplishment in itself. A little timing issues I saw in standing tumbling. Just small things here and there, but overall, great job. Acro sequence was really solid.
Yeah. Just a little few hops and steps at the end of some tumbling passes.
I think
a little bit of stability in that pike pyramid.
With their substantial lead here will help them out, I believe, in their team event.
Both teams should be incredibly proud of what they've been able to accomplish this weekend. Coming out and competing on these back-to-back days is not easy. Both teams handled it well. Coker doing a really great job of making that adjustment after they had that injury and being able to come out and still have a strong meet.
Yes, congratulations to both teams. All teams this weekend. We've had a wonderful weekend commentating and being on this side of the table. Just awaiting those scores.
And as we mentioned earlier, Limestone is that number 8 seed right now in the national rankings, so they are looking to hopefully make it to that national tournament. We'll see those final rankings coming out shortly as the last few meets are finished in the regular season and in the conference tournaments between the Conference Carolinas and Mountain East Conference.
The national tournament is at Augustana University. Alyssa Liu is their first time as a head coach making it to the finals. Huge props to her. Congratulations.
As an athlete, she made it to the finals multiple times. She was an incredible athlete, an incredible base. Always so poised. And we see that now as a coach, too. Again, it takes a little bit longer to get these scores from team event because there's so many different things that the officials are scoring. Plus, they will be calculating our meet totals.
We should see those shortly. It's been an incredible weekend for the 2025 Conference Carolinas Championships.
We want to thank King University again for hosting this tournament. It's been a lot of fun this weekend. Action-packed. Saw some great teams, great competition.
Looks like we're going to have our scores. And for the team event, scores for Coker, 69.940. And for Limestone, 73.980. Your meet totals for Coker, 233.890. And for Limestone, 244.230. So your 4-time Conference Carolinas Acrobatics and Tumbling champions, the Limestone Saints.
They remain undefeated in Conference Carolinas for the season.
Congratulations to the Saints. And thank you for another incredible weekend. I'm Miranda Regan here with Emily Lewis. We will see you next year.
I know how those are, but that goes a lot.